And we are live, rec.tv. Man, we got D-Note45 back in the house. This time he brought
what's up, y'all?
A friend, the prodigal son. He has returned.
Peps. P-E-P $.
Yes, sir. All part of Note House Records, man.
Yes, sir.
Peps, it's a privilege, man, to get you on here.
Likewise,
Danny.
brother. Likewise.
Awesome.
One more time,
being here.
Right, man. All veterans of the flea market, right?
Yes,
We all got
yes,
started.
Wrecking ball days.
Peps, man, let's get into the beginnings. Your name, where did that originate?
So originally named Jose, Mexico, you have to have a nickname. So the nickname for Mexicans, and if your name's Jose, is Pepe. But I come from the south side, southwest of Houston, growing up in the streets. My brother gave me the name Peps. So he was like, everybody got to have a nickname. We in the gang, running with the streets. So nickname Peps was born, and from there on out, everybody started calling me Peps. So there's people to this day don't even know my first name. They just know me as Peps.
Not Pepsi, but Peps.
Yeah,
right?
Yes,
with
sir.
the $sign, right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
That's right. That's
Man.
Real deal. Yeah.
I just learned something new. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's real.
Wow.
So where are you originally from?
Southwest Houston, Fondren in Maine. It's the southwest side of town. It's like on the outer skirts of Houston.
You and Danny, Dino, y'all went to school together, I imagine?
Yeah, we went to middle school together. We went to middle school. We actually didn't really know each other.
No,
we're really we knew friends. We also had mutual friends. We both had mutual friends. So
it's like the middle brought us together.
Right.
The middle of the friend groups brought us together. So it's cool. It's cool.
And it's, I guess, a leap here, but y'all were probably rapping even back then?
Right.
In middle school?
No.
When y'all were together? No. That didn't happen until later.
Later.
Wow.
Yeah.
More just like school buddies.
Wow, okay. So what age did you start rapping? Or
I was like in high school. I was going to Madison at the time, and I would always hear the guys beating on the tables. And then so one day I just had the courage to start rapping, and started rapping, freestyling. And one of the guys was like, "Hey, it sounds pretty good, man. You got to keep doing it." So little by little, I just kept up with this. Started freestyling.
Wow. So, at what time was this, and then the media tech at the flea market Trinidad too? Was this about the same time? Were y'all in high school, or just fresh out of high school?
So we both went to different high schools, and we hadn't really merged yet. Hadn't hooked up to know that. I didn't know he was rapping. He didn't know I was freestyling. Well, I didn't know he was freestyling. And he likewise, and you know what I mean? Vice versa.
Yeah. It was like,
so media tech had not happened yet?
No.
Oh, okay,
no.
okay.
No, not yet.
Talk about Dirty 88.3.
Okay, so when I was in high school, there was a radio station underground. It was 88.3, and the DJ was called Dirty, DJ Dirty. And he would always give you the number, and you can call up there and freestyle. So I was already beatboxing. I was already freestyling from the dudes at Madison, beating on the table. That gave me the courage to get on the phone and call up this radio station and say, "Yo, can you?" And he would allow you to play whatever music you wanted. So I'll tell him, "Can you play certain soul instrumental and let me rap over it?" So here I am rapping on the phone, and I have my whole neighborhood. We're having block parties. I have my whole neighborhood. They're getting into it like, "Yeah, call again." So they really boosted me up. So I'm like, "Hey, here I go, big-headed."
Yeah.
Now I really want to be a rapper. Now I really want to take it serious, but don't know.
Wow.
Don't know how.
88.
Just hood fame. 88.3. It was back in the days. I want to say like 96, 97 maybe.
Wow.
It was around that year.
Wow.
And talk about some of the setbacks at that time.
So a few years later, I remember I get into a jam, go to jail,
Right.
lose my freedom for a little bit.
Oh, damn.
I get locked up. Got on a case, so it took me about a year, almost a year and a half, to fight it, get it off my back, and I had to move on. So
the real way.
Yeah,
Right.
The real way.
Yeah,
the real
deal.
way. Just to
Real deal.
put that on the record. Yeah.
Now, this particular case, was this the record case?
Oh, this is a record breaker case.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about this. This is historical, correct?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I was the only Hispanic Latino to actually beat a capital murder case in the state of Texas, I believe at the time. I don't know if it's been done before.
Google
I mean
it.
afterwards,
This
but
show.
Right.
I was the first one. I don't want to just say Houston. I want to say the state of Texas because I remember them.
It's nothing
I
to be
remember
proud of.
Oh yeah, no,
Shit.
nothing. I'm
It's
not
just a rap sheet.
What's the word? I'm not. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not saying it's what you should do. It's just something that was the hands I was dealt. You know, the card I was dealt. You know what I'm saying? So I had to.
Innocent at that too.
Not only that, you're innocent until proven
Yeah,
guilty,
of
right?
course,
Our
yeah, of
justice
course.
system sometimes does prevail. You know,
Of course,
it's
yeah, of
America,
course,
right?
yeah.
You know, it's
Most
good to note
definitely.
that because sometimes it fails so many of us,
Yeah,
right?
a
In
lot,
the penal
a lot,
system.
a lot. So many that we don't
Where-
we lose track. So many.
Where you
Very
said it's a
much.
capital murder case that
Yes, sir.
you ended up
That's right.
winning. Who was your lawyer? Who
Oh,
is
man, I
this
had a-
magic man?
I had a great lawyer, Stanley Snyder, alongside with Emily Munoz.
Nice shot.
Great-
Wow,
nice shot.
man.
Greatest lawyers.
He said, "Who was the magic?"
Right,
Yeah,
man.
y'all-
He
y'all
had
ever
the
get in
wand,
jam?
huh?
Y'all get in the jam, hit my man up.
Right, man. Wow,
Real
that's
deal.
an amazing story.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So from there,
My heart.
you'd already met D-Note, but I'm
That's
assuming
when we met.
Yeah, around that time.
That's when we
Really?
met.
Around
When he
that
was
time,
in that jam,
right? Because
man.
I remember
Right.
going to tell these boys, being like, "Yo, I'm about to get in the. I'm in a jam. I might be gone a minute, but hold it down. Because when I come back, I'm still gonna portray.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna portray this dream, persuade this dream that I want. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right.
That's right. He sure did that. He did.
Right.
He did
Yeah.
leave that kite behind.
So Southwest Bandits would eventually be formed around this time.
right after I beat my case, started hanging out tough with Danny and Londo, which is Two Charms now.
Yeah.
Freestyling, karaoke, and that's when we formed Southwest Bandits.
No
And
doubt.
talk about those members who was involved in that group.
It was me, myself, Danny, D-Note, and Londo P, which is Two Charms.
And Carlos,
And
his bigger
that's right,
brother.
Carlos. That's right.
I can't leave him out.
Shout out Carlos.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So in this time, is that when Media Tech started coming
Yes,
into
sir.
the
Yeah.
scene?
Yes, sir.
And that's myself and Carlos Miranda, excuse me.
Right.
Shout out Carlos Miranda, what's
Shout
going
out.
on?
To another Carlos. There
That's
you go.
right.
We're up at Trading Fair 2 off Crestmont, and we had a booth. And y'all would come like every weekend.
That's
if not-
right.
Sometimes twice on Saturday, twice on
every chance I
Sunday.
get,
right?
Witness.
every chance I get, I escape with this man right here. We had a lot on our minds. You know what I'm saying? Dino came from a different hood. He would always come to my hood, and
A different side
we
of life.
gave him-
A different side of
I
life.
opened up my hood opened up their arms to Dino just because he was riding with me. So they see him. It was like seeing me. It was like my brother. So from there, we just always go to the flea market and express ourselves. Like he said in the interview, it was like a diary. We express everything we're living, everything we're doing at the time. So there was tons of weekends, tons of music. You know what I mean? All with you. It all started with you. You know what I'm saying? Real deal.
Boy. This was the first time I like bookmarking, is that again the MP3 was being ushered
Correct.
in, new
Right.
technologies, recording on computers was this new thing,
Right.
and it gave y'all this unlimited ability to layer track after track after track,
That's right,
punch
yeah.
in, have
Yeah.
effects, and
Yep.
and recording in a method that wasn't conventional at the time.
Totally different. It was a new world for us. A whole new
Right.
We
world.
used to take records and just take it one take,
Right.
and just
Mhm.
run
Wait.
through them,
We have to wait,
and
yeah.
just
Right.
run through them and write and just run through them,
That's
and
right.
not have
Not
that
break it down,
opportunity.
not punch in and out. That's right. Having
That'd
to
be
take the
like 3
whole
takes
tape.
complete.
That's right.
And it'll be the whole
That's right.
verse, and
The
that's
whole
it.
verse, correct. Real deal.
So, talk about when Black Ink
Black Ink.
5 started.
All right, so that's two different stories. So first, we'll start with like Black Ink was the introduction to me actually being serious with the music, right? So that's when I started hanging out with D-Note, another rapper, PJ. It was his label, but my man right here took it a little bit more serious. So he took it and ran with it. So that's when I hang out with. That's when I was hanging out tough with him.
Yeah.
So I became affiliated with Black Ink.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at the time, in between that, we're hanging out with another producer named Johnny, 55 Cuts.
That's right.
So we would go over there and record. And this, look, mind you, this was a Highway 6 and
Clay
Road. A little bit past it. I want to say it was, I forget the name of the hood, but. And shout out to my boys that live out there on Highway 6 Northwest side. Everything, I'm well known. Everybody over there knows me. I love them cats like brothers too. Also, but I forgot the name of the
Rack
hood.
'em up at the
Forgive
Rack
me.
'em Up Club,
Right,
all that.
correct. So Johnny, we're going over there to waste gas time to record, And when we could have been doing it with D-Note here at Black Ink, but it was just learning steps, you know what I mean? We had to learn, we had to do this. It was a process. So
yeah, and Black Ink in the meantime was getting made by, you know, by me,
by D-Note himself.
Recruiting new artists.
Right.
And next thing you know, I got artists that were just repping it so damn tough that it was just like it was so close from getting tattooed.
And it became
on people that weren't even, that wasn't even the CEO, that weren't even just an artist, just on some songs, they were just living it.
And it became a whole new Black Ink, so to speak. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the original no more.
It was just 2 people. And now it was like 11, and it was 11 people that were just jungle.
It was hood. I'm talking about hood.
That's what made Black Ink, you know, come.
So I guess that's where we kind of got our mojo too. You know what I mean? So real deal.
And that's something in hip hop. I don't think a lot of people, again, you've never experienced it. The kind of energy, like people say, well, there's too many rappers, but sometimes
you need that
environment, that arena you get into. There's 11 participants, brings out the best of each one of those people.
Exactly. Not only that, 11 minds. That's 11 minds, bro. You know what I mean?
Right, like how Wu-Tang, the energy.
Yeah.
We learned off each other as it went. As every song did, we did learn off each other, and some characteristics stick in me as some don't do it, as some are locked up or some are dead. I remember them as the song before it starts, and I would approach it like if they would approach it, and remember how they would do it, and I take it with me every time. You know what I'm saying? And so angels on my shoulders, what I call them.
Real deal.
Yeah. We learned a lot.
So next, Hip Hop Anonymous came into the picture.
Yeah, this
that was like on that side still on Highway 6. So that's at the time D-Note was doing his thing, creating these groups, making these rappers, letting them know that there's a new way. So while he's doing his thing, I'm over here going to the northwest side of town. I hooked up with this guy Cuts. He introduced me to some other cats. Shout out to my boy Hip Hop Anonymous, Chris and Jared and all them boys.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I started doing little ventures with them. Shout out to my boy Legacy. So M5, I would bring him to demo tracks. So we started doing like little shows, you know what I mean, on the northwest side, rack them up, doing little clubs, trying to get my little exposure on the other side of town. You know what I mean? Trying to do something different. I knew that he was working, doing his thing, but I still didn't leave him out because I would invite this man all the time to the shows.
Right.
Sometimes he'd come out, show love.
Solid.
Do the damn thing. Sometimes he performed too. Sometimes I try to get him a slot. I think you did get a slot.
We were
our
biggest supporters. Real deal. We were our biggest supporters.
Real deal. I never left him out. Yeah. He never left me out. Vice versa. Real deal.
Yeah. All three of us.
About 06 when Demo Tracks, which was actually, if you be technical, Media Tech 2.0.
Right.
Because now it upgraded where we had a website involved.
Correct.
And a webcam in the booth. This is actually right at the precipice of when YouTube was coming online.
Right.
But
we're just talking about that. Correct.
Before YouTube.
Yep.
But talk about I'm flattered, man. Carlos Miranda also, he was actually, that's his brainchild. And I just came in and I was like, I want to do this again, but the newer version, I really loved it. Right, that's
real.
Right,
thanks to that. Thank God for that. Real deal.
But Demo Tracks was in the mix at this time as well. I'm glad you brought that up. And talk about meeting Rashid from Dope House for the first time.
And actually that was from the northwest side of town with them cats. So from Hip Hop Anonymous, I would, as a matter of fact, I was the weed man, you know what I'm saying? That's how I met them cats, because I forgot who I was selling bud to, and they reintroduced me to Johnny, which reintroduced me to Chris and Jared and M5 and man, what's my boy's name? Gil, G21, shout out. And so anyways, I was selling them bud, so one day they were the middleman to the deal, which was Rashid. So I was like, man, I'll hook y'all boys up with some bud, just let me know, I want to meet this cat. And from there, started selling him weed, and he was like, yo man, you rap this and that. Well, actually they were like, yo, my nigga raps too, he sells weed, etc, etc. So we linked up, and from there everything was fucking history. Rashid's my boy. Shout out my boy Rashid. Love that boy like a brother.
Right, man. He's for our family as well here at the Huff residence. Uncle Fonzie. What's up, Rashidi?
Real deal.
What's up,
baby? We love you, man. We love him, man.
21st century. What's up with
I think he just had a child, actually. Congratulations, man.
Congrats, man.
Right.
You're a great father.
Oh, man. And then we get into the artist Time.
Time.
So I remember Time coming to demo tracks. I think he was probably, about what was he, 3 or 4 years old? Nah, I'm just messing.
God damn, I was about to say, I was
man,
13.
he was at least 12, 13.
Yeah, he was young.
I still have video.
Maybe 14, maybe. Yeah, he was young.
So young, man.
So I give my man D credit because he introduced me to time.
And your brother, I think it was.
Right. 9 years younger
brother,
than me.
Right.
Yeah.
So time, and he introduced us to Time. We brought Time along. Time was like a little brother too.
Right.
Opened up our arms. Hood opened up his arms. So Time was like, he still is my little brother. So look,
straight up.
Bring it back. I was doing little shows over there on the northwest side. I meet Rashid, and I bring Rashid back to the back to the Black Ink, where he meets Time, introduce him to Time, and from there the rest is history.
Yeah, that's right.
Real deal.
Yeah.
And Zone, I guess, was
Zone,
kind of in this mix as well.
Time and Zone, you know, they did their thing. Zone's my boy too, so you know what I'm saying. We hung out a lot during that time with Time Zone. So shout out my boy Time. I mean, shout out my boy Zone. Real deal.
45 for life.
Yeah, real deal. You know what I'm saying.
Paperboy G, what's up
Paperboy,
with
you already know.
Yes, Paperboy, what is up, man?
What's up with him, man? What's up with you? Shout outs.
So then, the 80s Baby chapter.
80s Babies was a studio we would go to. Shout out to 80s Babies. Shout out Sight. It was a part of our life. You know, it's a lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? You go to...
Yes, sir.
You always have to go to different studios if you want to get your music done. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a whole new chapter in our life. We got to meet. We got to network, meet new people. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a great experience, and it was a lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? So
a voyage.
Wow.
It was a voyage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, no hate, nothing like that. I love them boys. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's always a learning experience, right? Networking.
Yeah, real deal. Definitely.
But eventually, Note House Records, which y'all now represent, would be formed.
Right.
Talk about that.
I ended up going
Note
back.
House Records was formed on a accidental phone call from Paperboy G to Zone. And Zone telling Paperboy G, I'm going to be chilling over there at Note's house. And I had just moved in the apartment complex with Zone, and Zone convinced me that these apartment complexes were in my budget. And this is off some Willcrest South Drive apartments, and that's how Note House was formed by a lingo that he spoke, by a lingo. And I paused when he said it. I was like, yo, that was nice. I'm gonna take that. And he remembers me looking at him when he hung up the phone. I was like, yo, I'm taking Note House. What you just said, I'm gonna put records behind it. And I know that I bring this dark storytelling kind of vibe shit at times. I know who I sound like and what people think I sound like.
Right, exactly.
So I kind of mimic the thing on purpose to let people know that, hey, I can do it too.
Right.
And that's how Note House was born. And it is Z-Man Zone 2845. The reason why we do that is because Zone 28 and D-Note45. So 2845 is a whole nother chapter. This world is not really. Yeah, man.
These boys, when them boys linked up, man, they was like long lost brothers.
Yeah, man. It all because of Time.
Yeah, real deal.
Let's step it all back. Salute.
Real deal.
Time to Rashid.
Yeah, real deal.
To you.
Already.
It all backtracks to footsteps of an earlier person.
But you've recently got into reggaeton music.
Yeah, the last songs I recorded at the 80s Baby studio was some reggaeton.
That's right.
Trying to venture off, do something different. I remember one day I was listening to all these reggaeton artists, and I was like, man, you know what? These cats probably ain't living half the stuff they're doing, and I said, you know what? I can do the same thing, if not probably even better. So one day I started writing, and I remember one day I was at your crib with Paperboy G and Don Froze. Shout out Paperboy and Don Froze.
Don Froze, what's up, baby? The man that let me touch the keyboard. What's up, man?
Real deal. I remember that day I was at your crib and I was like, say, D, I got something different I want to spit.
That's right.
And I remember I spit it, and
it had me stuck mouth.
At the time I was like, man, I really couldn't. I think I was just reading, so I had to go home and practice, and I finally called up K-Flick, said, yo, I got something I need to record. Dropped them lyrics, and I was like, yo, I think this might hit. This might do something different.
Yeah, because remember, I'm Iranian, and he was spitting in Spanish, so I didn't know a lick of Spanish, so I didn't know. Remember that part one, if you paid attention to part one, and you know where I'm from. So, I mean, I'm just over there recording it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Push back in. Yeah, all right, cool. And was everything straight? He's like, yeah, everything's straight. So,
so I went over there, did like 4 or 5 tracks, but it's still undone. I need to get back in there, redo some words, redo some lyrics, and probably keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's probably be the next venture. Also do some reggaeton, an album or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I do have a lot. I know a lot of people.
Cool.
So
that's cool.
It'd be something different. Real deal.
So what's next on the horizon for Peps? What you got going? Besides music, do you venture out into movies?
Yeah, actually, no movies, and I want to do. I have a book. I already wrote a book.
He did. I seen it.
I wrote a book. It's almost like 700 pages long.
I'm about to invest in it.
I want to do a documentary. Man, I got tons of stuff. I have family members that are involved into.
Shit, this is investing in tomorrow.
They're kind of like what's the word? They're kind of like activists. They got these programs going on for people that don't know their rights, you know what I'm saying? That are either immigrants or just either they don't know the law and stuff like that. And I just want to get into, I want to help some people that, I want to be the voice for people that don't know what they have. Because I've gone through some issues and I know what it's like to not have nobody. So I want to be that voice and I want to help anybody especially the babies, you know what I'm saying? I say babies and I'm not meaning like rocking my baby. I'm talking about like the kids, you know what I'm saying? I want them to let them know that there's positive anything out there. You don't have to be negative about nothing. You don't have I know there's some crazy stuff going on, but you can always look past it, look above it, rise above it. You know what I mean?
You ain't got to look at it like being a bum.
Like I said, be a voice, you know what I'm saying?
Be somebody,
real
you know
deal.
what I'm saying?
And that's when this rap thing I try to tell people, and that's why it's good we document this. It's larger than life. It's a movement. It's our humanitarian efforts, right?
That's 100%
giving
correct.
back what rap gave to us.
That's right.
It's immeasurable.
Right. Every chance you can. That's right.
Right, man.
That's real.
I love that, man.
I had cameras back in the days recording everything.
Right.
It would have been beautiful.
And the documentary, this is based on the book, or this is a...
It's based on the book, which is based on my life, which is based on the trials and tribulations that I went through being incarcerated.
Right.
The process, the before, the during, the after, how I was before, my life, my mother's life, my father's life, everything that led up to that case and point in time, and how it's changed my life 100%. You know what I mean? Just from
it really did.
From every angle, everything. You know?
I witnessed that. I witnessed that.
I literally put my life, the rap on hold because I had started having kids with my wife. I'm married 15, 16 years now.
Congratulations.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying. 4 kids, married.
Live your life, then record it, y'all. Live life, then record it. That's my motto. I start that. Live life, then record it. I don't just record.
And that's kind of where time. That's why I wanted to make time a part of the interview, because I had put my life on hold. I said, look, little bro, it's your time. Here, I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to give you all the resources. You run. And this boy ran with it. And I'm so proud of my brother. Just like I'm proud of this boy, you know what I mean? Real deal, you know what I'm saying? Because I know how to be a man and back down and not going to be a hater. Here you go. I'll give you everything I know. I'll give you everything that was
shown. He be doing that trap music, man. He be nailing that trap music, man. He be doing it, man. I can't even get in your lane. You know that, T. He be doing it, man. For real. I'm so 94. Real deal. He be doing that trap music. I love him to death.
So we were talking about this pre-interview, right? And we all inspire each other. Case in point, Donnie Houston inspired me to get this thing cranked up and rolling, because, man, he's done such excellent work. If you don't know, Donnie Houston's also historically documenting all these, like, for instance, the 3-2 story. I don't know if you know, he was tragically murdered. But the family came on and told the real story. Stuff like that, man. It's so important that we document the real history, not just hearsay or whatnot. And it's good to get you on camera and to tell your story. You use the justice system to make
right? We haven't. But you've met both of us. You met all 3 of us, and that's the thing about you. You're so special. You bring
the middleman. Yes, right.
And I believe this camera needs to turn around and be facing.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about. I want to get you on the interview, dog.
Yeah, it's coming, man.
You got to be on this
interview.
Frank,
I want to interview.
Frank is going to be the guy. He wants. We had done an interview before. It didn't work out, but Frank is the man. But I appreciate it. Yeah, I got tons of stories. Right.
That's real.
But man, it's an honor, Peps. Let's get you back in here again. Danny, as always, it's great, man. And bust the shots, heading out the parking lot, man. Who you want to hit up? Now's the time.
Oh, man, shout out to everybody I know. There's too many to name. Much love, much respect, you know what I'm saying? Love y'all boys, H-Town. Anybody I forgot? Too many blunts. Love y'all boys.
Danny, man.
Right here, Note House family. You know how we do it. Shout out to the 21st family. 21st. Shout out to the block.
That's right. That's right. Block De Leon.
Studios. Shout out to Time. Shout out to Paperboy G.
And Doug. Don't forget Doug, man.
You know, Two Charms. Let me go on. Shit. Let me bring another one. Davo.
Tone. Shout out Tone.
Shino, what's up, baby? The 12-8 click adapter. Everybody in this mixed free big country. You know, shit, the whole 400 Park crew. Salute.
PJ, how about TNT, man? These guys get some shout outs.
The something Southern Stay Low. Y'all ain't ready. I didn't want to expose this, but yeah. All right. There's so many people. There's A through Z. What's up to my boy that just got out? Alex, what's up, baby? Already.
Man, free mixed breed, man. He's locked up now. Free Big Mondo, man. We out, man.
Z, man.